Riders, welcome back to the channel. And this week in Madrid, it's been a bit rubbish. It's been raining all week, so no rides, but I'm gonna bring you a video on the best mountain bike shoes for mountain bikes. Look, it might be a little bit biased, but this is just my opinion, and it's something I'm very passionate about. About 4 years ago, I broke my foot in 3 parts. I have a little souvenir from Spain because I have a little plaque in my foot. If anyone that's squeamish, look away now. I'll show you a few photos of it. It actually ended up taking me 9 months to walk again and 12 months to get back on the bike. One of my friends, Sam Kukalong, shout out to you, Sam. He runs an amazing BMX company here in Spain, Autonomy Cycles. And he told me I was riding with the wrong shoes 3 or 4 months before I had my accident. And I was like, whatever, mate. Like, these are, you know, I raced BMX for 15 years. I had my favorite shoes. I said, whatever, buddy, I love these shoes. And he said, no, there's not enough protection for a modern BMX or a modern rider. And you know what? He was right. I was in hospital for 2 weeks. He visited me and he actually gave me my first pair of 510 Hellcats. These are not the Hellcats he gave me. The first pair I have are in Australia because I go back to Australia pretty often. And after Sam gave me my first pair of 510s, this is where the love affair with 510s started. Since then, I've bought 5 pairs of 510s. I currently own 3. The Red Impacts, I bought these, I think around 2.5 years ago. And then we've got the Canvas Freeriders. And I bought these, I reckon, about 2.5, 3 years ago. The sole is starting to go, but I mean, that's 3 years of use. And the Hellcats, these are probably 3 years old as well. And these are starting to show their age, but they're still, these things are bulletproof. Anyway, the thing that I find the best about 510 shoes are they're very comfortable. The most comfortable shoes I've actually had for walking and riding. They're very, very, very durable. I mean, they're almost indestructible. Like, I've had these for 3 years and there's still life in them. They do look a little bit thrashed, but there's still life in them. I love that about, you know, it's not 1 season or 6 months. You get a couple of years out of these shoes. And the last thing is the sole. They've got their patent Stealth rubber. If you're riding flats, this rubber is amazing. It's so grippy. This is a completely independent review. I'm not being paid to say this. I really love the product. And my friend does work at 510. There was just an expo in Spain a couple of weeks ago. And I actually asked him, could I borrow the shoes between expos? These are on loan. I only have 1. I don't have 2, so I can't go out and ride with them. But there is a link in the description. If you've found this information useful and you want to buy some 510s, go to the description, follow the links. I do earn a little commission, but it does help the channel grow. Okay, so we're going to talk about the full lineup of the 510s. And I'm not going to talk about the price because I don't think when you're looking at buying a riding shoe, it should be price driven. I think what we're looking for is comfort and protection. So we're going to start with the more casual shoe all the way up to the downhill freerider shoe. So let's start with the Stealth. The Stealth is a beautiful looking shoe. It obviously uses the Stealth rubber. It's a suede material. And I would say this is a casual shoe and a light riding shoe. So this is a perfect shoe to wear to your local trails, do a bit of all mountain riding, maybe go to a pump track, and then go to the pub or go for dinner after with them. So it's a casual / light riding shoe. And then we go to probably the most popular and famous 510 shoe on the market, the Freerider. Now I've owned, I think, 4 pairs of Freeriders and they're amazing. They're super comfortable for casual wear and for mountain biking and for BMX. They do offer more protection than the Sleuth. But as you can see, the sole is still flexible. In my opinion, this is better for light enduro, all mountain, pump tracks, but it is a very comfortable shoe. It does offer you protection. And when we get onto the lineup of the rest of the shoes, something that's important to mention, that there are pros and cons of going for the more protection. With the more protection, the shoe gets stiffer, and then you start losing the feeling of your pedal. The pedal starts feeling more vague, you know, like where exactly is my pedal? Because with the softer compound sole, you do feel more connected to the bike. But if you're riding harder, I think it's probably better to go for something that has a more overall protection. Anyway, the Freerider is a great shoe, love it. Now we're going to the Freerider PRO, and it's exactly what it is. It is a more refined shoe that offers a stiffer sole. You see that? It's much stiffer. It does offer some front toe protection here, and the material is just tougher all over. And this shoe is more enduro, light downhill. A lot of my friends love this shoe as an all-rounder. Yeah, it's a great looking shoe. I haven't actually owned this shoe, so I can't say how comfortable it is, but by the look of it, it's very similar to the Freerider, just offering you more protection. And the one shoe that I don't have is the Sam Hill Impact. If any of you out there don't know Sam Hill, I suggest you Google him and watch some YouTube videos. The guy's a beast. He is Australian. He does have my name, or I have his name. He was world champion downhiller, and now he's the world champion EWS racer, and they're his signature shoe. They're a big, burly shoe that offer loads of protection, perfect for downhill, enduro, pretty much everything. The only complaint a few people have with that shoe is it's quite burly and big and burly, and it's sometimes hard for it to fit on your pedal. And some people say the feeling on the pedal is a little bit vague because the sole is really stiff and it is a bigger shoe. But you know, if it's good enough for Sam Hill, I'm sure it's a great shoe. And now we go into the last one in the 510 lineup, which is the Impact Pro. I don't want to say it's an improvement of the Sam Hill, it's just a little bit different. Out of all the lineups, I would say the Sam Hill and the Impact Pro are quite similar. The Impact Pro is just a little bit more, it's just a bit smaller, a little bit lower profile, and they say it's a stiffer platform for pedaling. I would say if you're riding hardcore enduro and downhill, you can't go wrong with either the Impact Pro or the Sam Hill. They're both going to be hardcore shoes. And for the riders out there that use SPDs, you've got two shoes in their lineup. Kestrel, which is similar to the Freerider Pro. It's got the BOA lacer system, which is pretty cool, from Adidas. It's a very, very well-made shoe. It's super stiff. It does have a toe protection. This is a pretty hardcore shoe. I would say this is very good for all mountain enduro riding. If you're riding really hard, rocky terrain enduro, maybe you're better off with the Hellcat, but this is a very strong shoe. It seems a little bit thinner than the Hellcat, so it's probably going to fit your foot nicer. It's probably going to be a nicer all-day shoe to wear. So yeah, it's a very nice shoe. And now to the last one, to the big daddy of the SPDs. This is a Hellcat, and this is 2019 or 20s model, and this is 2015 or 16. I've had this shoe for 3 years. I love this shoe. It's true, it's a little bit heavy, but it takes an absolute punishing. I mean, I've ridden loads of hardcore downhills, loads of hardcore enduros with this shoe, and it's still in great condition. I find it really comfortable. I wear a 43. On the SPDs, I really like a nice tight fit, and these fit me like a glove, almost a little bit too small. But I like that when you're pulling up on the pedals, your feet really are really snug into that shoe. So riders, that is the lineup of 510 shoes. I thought this might be helpful for anyone looking at getting a new pair of shoes for the season. In my opinion, 510 are the best on the market because of the durability and the sole, and they're just a very comfortable shoe to ride with. If you have any questions on any of the products, hit me up. Remember, this was not a review. This was just an idea of what shoe you should be looking at. If this information has helped you and you are looking at buying some, there's some links below for more information on where to buy them. Riders, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And enjoy those trails this weekend, and I'll see you next Friday.